Hi everybody, I'm Jack. This is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Well, it's hump day here on the mountain in Costa Rica, and I'm going to try to get a few videos done. I'm trying to get a little bit ahead as I'm going down to the beach for 3 nights next week. Today's Monday. What did I say? Today's Wednesday. I'll be going on Monday. So just wanted to get some videos done today, and I thought I would start off talking about why I choose raw vegan. Now, I do these types of videos every day, so if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you'd please hit that subscribe button down there, over there, wherever it happens to be on your console. And when you check it, click on the little bell and click send notifications so you will stay subscribed to the channel. Anyhow, why do I choose the raw vegan lifestyle? And I'm going to tell you something before I even get into it. Where I am right now has been a very natural progression for me. It's almost like, once I even stuck my toe in the water, the lifestyle has kind of chosen me as I have gone along. And I have not been forceful. If you've watched my channel at all before, I don't harp on fully raw. I'm not one of the hardcore. I'm pretty gentle with myself, even though I kind of took to this lifestyle pretty quickly. It just made sense. My progression was intellectually, it made sense from the beginning. Just the basics of it, like the plant-based lifestyle. I remember back in the beginning, like I say, I started seeing stuff by T. Colin Campbell relating to the China study, stuff by Caldwell Esselstyn. And I started seeing these things, a different way of thinking about a plant-based diet. And I saw a little bit of both in the beginning. I saw the YouTubers that were just doing YouTube channels and giving you their opinions, which is valuable too. But I also saw these people like Dr. Esselstyn and T. Colin Campbell and Dr. Greger, and their explanation of the science of a plant-based diet really made sense to me. So I go a little bit further into that and into reading and into experimentation. My body led me towards that. I made the next progression from there. Okay, plant-based, check. Yeah, that makes sense. Disease prevention, feeling better, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm looking into raw veganism at the same time. So I just started, that's where I kind of gravitated towards. And I just started noticing that even more so. And it made the jump in my mind. Okay, if you feel this good on a plant-based diet, you feel this much better, or I felt that much better eating, mostly raw diet, a high fruit diet, fruitarian, whatever you want to call it, eating lots of fruit during the day, big salads at night, eating cooked from time to time, especially back then. But yeah, like I said, that just made a lot of sense to me. And it's been very natural. I don't need to, I don't know. I think, like I've always said, I've been rather fortunate that I came into this lifestyle not having a lot of health issues. So maybe I don't have that background. I don't have that same mentality that a lot of people do. It's because this is, I've always felt great on this lifestyle. I could tell from the very beginning that I feel better, and I was going to feel better, and I was going to a different level of feeling better than I had ever known in my life. And that's no woo-woo, that's no exaggeration. I try to be accurate when I talk about this stuff, and that is no exaggeration at all. I mean, like I say, it's even hard to project to go back into the past, but I try to go back 6 or 7 years ago now and compare what I thought of as feeling good back then, what I think of as feeling good right now, and it's night and day. It's kind of like until you've actually really, really, really felt good, you don't know what that level of feeling good is like. I don't ever have to worry about weight. I've been healthy many times before in the past. I may not have lived a vegan lifestyle. I may not have been plant-based, but I could get reasonably healthy doing a clean version of the standard American diet. Now, yes, my instincts would always take me to dropping animal products almost every time. Looking back now, if I'm honest with myself, looking back, all those times that I was getting a little bit pudgy, getting a little bit fat, hadn't been in the gym, and I decided, okay, it's time to get back in shape. It was more about getting back in shape back then than actually the health aspect, but I would naturally gravitate towards a lot of the things I do now. Eating fruit in the morning, eating lots of fruit, eating lots of vegetables, eating lots of salads. But I still was consuming animal products. But like I say, they would go down in those in those healthy periods. So, but what I'm getting at is I could take the weight off. I'd get to the gym. I'd be eating healthy enough to where, between that, getting on that treadmill, blah, 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 every day I could get my weight down. And yeah, I can show you, I've got photos. I don't have a ton of before. Actually, these are good before. I can show you a lot of buff photos. So I got really buff. I could be like 25, 30 pounds heavier than I am now with, abs ripped. But here was the kicker. It inevitably, I would do stuff like this and I'd get all gung-ho, going to the gym every day, doing my cardio, paying really close attention to what I would eat. But I hadn't made a switch. I hadn't really chosen a healthy life. So it would always eventually, I'd get to that peak, I'd look really good, be all fit. And then slowly, it wouldn't happen all at once, start drinking again, start the worst food kicking in. Since I came to this lifestyle, the weight has just been my weight has pretty much been stable. So I try to add a little bit of weight, and I think I've gained a little bit of weight this time as I'm trying to put on some healthy weight this year, but I just don't have to ever worry about gaining weight. Like I say, if anything, I have to make sure that I'm keeping up my eating all the time to keep my weight up. So that's a big bonus right there. Just something that's just so sustainable to keep your weight at a level instead of yo-yoing all the time. Digestion. I've got almost perfect digestion, I almost feel bad when I even say that or even talk about it, because there's so many people that we network with that have come to this raw vegan world or high carb vegan world that have so many digestion problems, so many gut disorders that it almost makes me cringe. I feel bad for them, especially seeing as how I've not done any, I haven't done myself any favors the way I've lived my life. But, and I had decent digestion before. I'm not going to lie to you, but once again, I'm comparing it to how I looked at digestion back then. Kind of like I was talking a couple of minutes ago about, I didn't know how good feeling good was until I came to this lifestyle. Well, I didn't really know what good digestion was until I came to this lifestyle either. Basic good digestion. I went pretty much, I think I almost always win every day. But not as healthy, not as, just not as the whole body flow type thing as it does now. So the digestion is pretty much flawless. There's times where, okay, and it's funny, it's gotten to where I'm so sensitive to this and so tuned into it. I can tell just little subtleties like, yeah, I probably should have waited about another hour on that and it would have done a little better. But it's not like I'm having any major problems or anything. I don't have any problems, and I'm going to stick to this until I have problems, until my body leads me in another way. Like I say, no information or no person's ever going to talk me out of doing something that feels so good. Now, if I hear of potential problems, I look into deficiencies, I look into this and that. So I like to be very aware of things that can be a problem in the future. Is this the end-all, be-all way of eating? Am I 100% getting everything I need? Probably not. And anybody that tells you that is just like, yeah, they're pitching some woo-woo out there at you. Unless they're just really spending almost every minute of every day making sure, that everything's clicking. But I don't need to always be searching. I don't need to be looking for something else when what I'm doing works for me at the time. Now, like I say, I keep an open mind to that. I keep a very open mind to that. The one thing I talked about in one of my last couple of videos is the only thing I really know is because that part is ethical as well. I'm vegan. I'm vegan. That's not going to change. Vegan's not going to change. Whole food, plant-based is not going to change. High carb is not going to change. The only thing that could potentially change down the road is the percentage or me letting any cooked food in. And that would probably be more of a systematic thing, or like it would be a reason like, okay, well, I'm going to eat this specific food cooked X amount of times a week or a month just because I feel like I need to get this or I need to get that. It's not going to be like just because, I just think I'm going to start eating raw till 4 now. Even if I decided, I wasn't going to be fully raw or mostly fully raw, I would always be very high raw just because I like the raw food. Like I mentioned, one about like the quality of the taste of the food. I like my recipe, so it doesn't matter if tomorrow if somehow my thinking changed or I said, okay, well, I should be eating, I think I'm gonna eat this cooked food now so I can get this, this, and this in my diet. Still wouldn't be like I'm eating cooked food every night because I like what I eat raw too much. I like that mango, red pepper, and tahini dressing. And I like my green soup, and I like Lissa's pad thai, and there's just a number of dishes like that. So, so I don't know. I don't see the way I'm eating radically changing. I see the potential for it to change, small amounts, just more on convenience. And let me clarify this too, and then I'll start wrapping this one up. As I'm talking about the raw food, and you guys always see me, if I go to the States or sometimes here from time to time, I eat a little bit of cooked food. I will say this, the cooked food, the raw food has convinced me. The raw vegan lifestyle has convinced me as far as how I feel, in my opinion. You do what you do. Everybody's got to make their own choice. But like I say, the cooked food for me is not something that I've deemed that it's necessary for my life. I always feel better, work better, function better with the raw food. The cooked food for me is just generally a matter of convenience, a matter of just like, okay, I have for a second, yeah, I want some Brussels sprouts or I want this or that. But it's not really a necessity. I will say, even though I won't harp on fully raw is law, that the raw works best for me. And I'm always feeling my best, my top game when I'm eating raw. But hey, everybody's body's different. That's why I don't try to tell other people what to do, because like I say, I see people out there that I just can't trust in either world by the information they're putting out, in the raw and in cooked food world. But there are people out there that eat cooked food, that do raw till 4, or that just simply eat cooked food every day. They're high carb vegans that I can't pick any holes in their game, in other words. So while that might not would work for me, it's working for them. It's working for them in their circumstances. So different strokes for different folks. But anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. And I hope you will come back tomorrow for more. Love you guys. Peace.